that person, I was never happy. I had pain from the morning to the evening, from the first day of the month, from the first day of the year to the end of the year, since the year 2006. And 2009, I was advised to visit a gynecologist. And when I went, they told me, you see, there is no hope for you. You have got what we call the fibroids, 4 of them in number, and they are very large. And they told me we have to go and remove them. So I went to the theater. They carried out what we call myomectomy. They also did what we call ovarian drilling and wedge resection. Those of you who are a little bit knowledgeable in the area, you know what I mean. So when I had that done for me, I thought all was well. But after 3 months, the pain recurred. And I was told, what you are left with now is to try and see whether you can conceive, because your chances of conceiving are next to impossibilities. And I went to Aga Khan hospitals, and they recognized me and told me, we know you from Kenyatta Hospital, because that's where I was sent from. And they told me that having looked at you, you have a condition we call endometriosis. And they told me what you have to do is a laparoscopy. I was told, okay, don't worry, I'm just a quack. Yeah, hello. I'm just a quack. A laparoscopy is a total removal of the growths, because I was told that my uterus was getting inside the tubes. And that is what was causing the pain. And so they told me, when you go for that laparoscopy, which is done through the cord, we are going to have that permanently removed. And I told them I would go for it because I was desperate. I had all the drugs, all the analgesics, and I knew, like a doctor or a practitioner, I would mention, when you give me just a prescription, I'll tell you what it is. So when I went, they told me, we need to see you before going for the same. And I went, they sat me down, 6 gynos from different hospitals. And one of them told me, this is a little bit risky because it can perforate your intestines. And I got scared. So I stopped. And I started crying and asking, God, what is all this? And finally, they gave me a solution. They told me, go try and conceive, because it's not a must. And I tried without success. Then later, after all the problems, the pain was getting even worse. So I went to Nairobi Women. They gave me a drug called morphine. And I used to take it and sleep the whole day, the whole night. Eating was a problem. There was nothing I could do. Yet, after 1 week, the problem recurred. The pain was there again. And I was desperate. I never used to smile. I think you see my pictures. I never had a smile on my face because of the pain. Then, after some time, God helped me to conceive. I got a baby boy, and I named him, he was Gift Ushindi, who is my joy today, my only son. Then after that, I thought, I hear after giving birth, the pains go. Immediately after, I developed a complication. Remember, I had already been removed to the first fibroids. I have given birth through CS. That's the second time in theater. After 2 weeks, I was back to the theater. The doctor said I developed abscess. So I had to go for an emergency theater once again. I had the operation. After another months, the pains again. I was back to hospitals. And all they taught me, Madam, you see, there is nothing we can do. You just have to live on painkillers. And I performed several scans. I've not been able to get all of them, but after a long duration, in 2015, I conceived. I was very happy. After 3 months, I developed a complication. I went to the hospitals, very sick, and the doctor said, oh, madam, you see, you have what we call blighted ovum. This is a pregnancy which cannot grow. It was not growing, there was no protocol, so everything was out. And they told me, you have to go to theater. I went to the theater, they removed it. Immediately after theater, at around 4 o'clock in the evening, I developed a complication. I got unconscious, and the doctors came. The moment I came back to my senses, I felt people around me. And one of the doctors told me, Madam, do you know what? You have an ectopic pregnancy. I am just from the theater, then back, and somebody tells me, you have an ectopic pregnancy. And they told me this is an emergency, because once it ruptures, you are gone. And they told me, you have to pay me a lot of money for you to go to theater again. And I had paid a lot of money. God was there. I went to the theater with a rupture, and that was death. And one of the doctors from Kenyatta Hospital came to attend me and told me, Madam, nisitwe hapa. Let me say it in Kiswahili, then I will say what? Nisitwe hapa tena juu yako. Do you know I felt tears and hated that doctor? But I didn't understand what he meant. Later he came and told me, unajua, you are just a gift from God. You would have been dead by now. Do you know how many pints of blood we've given you? And the story continued. And later I understood why he told me, nisiitwe tena. Don't let me not be called again because of you. And I told him, yes, doctor, in fact, I am getting on well. So I went to the beer, cut one of my tubes. I was left with one. And he told me, do you know what, madam? You had twins. Hey. Unfortunately, we are there. I was happy that I was alive. Problems never stopped. He told me, besides, we have a lot in your uterus, what we call myomas. If you see the scan that was shown there were 3 more. And they told me, we cannot remove them because the condition you had drained you. I think I was confused. And I said, okay, sawa sawa. So I went back home and healed. Back 2016, 2017, the problem was worse. I used to cry and pain than explain. And people named me the person, yule mwanamke hasalimi watu, the woman who never greets people. Because whenever I'm greeting people, I am sad. And they would say, she don't talk to people. Mama, do you know what? You have had so many operations. Actually, there were 6. And out of that, I was told, your uterus cannot be touched again. So we are going to have the total removal of your uterus. And I said, if this is going to lead me to the final joy, then I'll do it. And then they told me, go yourself, think about it, then come back. I was supposed to go for the total removal of my uterus back in October. Then when I was admitted in hospital in August, A friend and a relative came to see my mother who was suffering from cancer and told her, Mama, these products are good, they are awesome for you. And she should hear. She's there. She told my mother, let me accompany you to hospital to go and see her. And she came. In fact, I think the first view of my face, I think she looked at me, it's only that she's a family member. She would have said a very proud lady, because I thought she was not saying anything. But my mother, who had cancer, advanced stage, once she took, by the way, volunteering, she gave her freely, and she started using them. And within no time, my mother started eating everything. So they came together, and my mother told me, my dear daughter, don't go for the uterus removal. Wait, there is hope. And so I decided, okay, you know, for me, pain was normal. I got used to it. And so I told her in hospital, okay, what date are you saying that these people are coming? And she told me, come on Wednesday. I went for the same. And when they were talking, I looked at the C24, I got the condition endometriosis being the first thing. And I told Patrick, I think Patrick is here. I told him, oh, Patrick. Yes, thank you. I told them, I think there is something I have seen. I had this condition. I went back, I told her, I have fibroids. I have so many of these. So what can I do? They have been more than a mother to me, more than parents to me. And we thought, okay, try. And she gave me the prescription I was given to start with. And when I started, 1 month was over, no change. And I said, you mean these are just drugs like any other? But meanwhile, I had a pack that I had bought. And because I was trying, you know, it was a matter of trying. You know, when you are desperate, you risk anything. I borrowed money from friends to buy that pack. And what I could get, oh, pole sana. You see, that's what people tell you, yeah? Yeah, when you're in problems, they tell you, pole, I tell them, help me with money to buy a pack. I need this. And they tell me, pole, I'm so sorry. But nobody helped me. Finally, I managed to get the pack. And when I got the pack, I started using it, but I could not see any change. 1 month down, and I said, this is just a business. But one morning, before the first pack was over, I woke up. I had no pain. I went to my husband and I asked him, dear, am I alive? He asked me, why do you ask this? I can't feel pain. What is happening? You know when you get used to pain, eh? For me, it was funny not having pain because I had never experienced what a person feels without pain. But I woke that morning, no pain, hey. And I'm saying, hey, I think there's something wrong.